I asked Google AI Gemini to brainstorm 10 ideas that could be added to Madden franchise mode, and this is kind of what it came up with. Mike Chase here, back again, another video. This time's a little something kind of weird. I've seen the recent news with the Google AI thing, Gemini, and I decided to ask it 10 things it could add to Madden franchise mode to make it better. And here are the 10 it generated for us. So if you like this video, be sure to hit like, be sure to hit subscribe, but let's get into this. Number 1, dynamic coaching carousel. Implement a system where coaches age, retire, and move to different teams, creating a more realistic coaching landscape. Pretty sure this is something that we've all asked for before, but I think it's kind of cool that this was number 1 on the list, that the AI kind of recognizes that, hey, this is something that people who play this mode actually really want. I almost, you do wonder with these AI things like this, you do have to wonder, when they're coming up with ideas and things like that for these modes now in the future, are they kind of using AI to kind of get an idea, a picture of what we want? I don't know. It's just kind of something kind of interesting to think about as we move forward with AI as it becomes a more ingrained in our daily lives, I think. So number 2 is a legacy system. I think something that's kind of already in the game, but number 2 on this is legacy system. Track player and team accomplishments beyond simple stats. Include accolades, awards, and historical comparisons to build team and player legacies. I think there's something like that already in the game. It's kind of rudimentary though. It's kind of basic. I don't think they've included much on it. I mean, I think once certain players are gone from the league, you can't compare legacies anymore, I don't think. So once players are gone, it's kind of hard to find their stats and their accomplishments and things like that. That would be cool if they, kind of made that better and you could still look at their stats and things like that. That's number 2. Number 3 is fan engagement. Allow user influence on stadium upgrades, ticket prices, and merchandise design, fostering a deeper connection with their virtual team. That'd be kind of cool, I suppose. Specific stadium upgrades, though, that used to be in the game. I think it still kind of is. Ticket prices, or I think you can still do that if you play owner mode. I know people talk about, remember when you could set hot dog prices and stuff? That's actually still in the game. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't count towards anything, I don't think. There's probably a way where you could design franchise mode to where making sure your team is making money from its games would matter. I think I kind of touched on that in one of my wishlist videos, but yeah. Number 3 is okay. Number 4, player development revamp. Introduce more player development options like position switching, specific skill training, and risk-reward injury rehab options. Now, I think a lot of this stuff, the first 2 they mentioned are already kind of in the game. But this last one here, risk-reward injury rehab options, was actually be pretty cool. We've dealt with some injuries in our Panthers franchise. Hit subscribe to keep up with that. But that would be kind of cool, if you could risk, maybe trying some different rehab options to maybe get a player back 2 weeks sooner than what they are currently listed for, right? If a guy's out for 6 weeks, you could go for an option that get him back in 4 weeks, but if it fails, instead of it being out for 6 weeks, they're going to be out for 8 weeks instead, something like that. And maybe how good your staff is, your rehab staff is, things like that, your strength and conditioning staff. How good that staff is. You could add that sort of staff into the game that you hire. How good they are kind of determines the success rate of these risk-reward rehab options. That'd be pretty cool, honestly. That's actually not a bad idea from the AI. Expanded scouting system. This is something I think a lot of us want. When they made the change to this current scouting system, I actually think it was a downgrade. I think a lot of people are like, this was kind of a downgrade compared to what we had before. But 5, expanded scouting system. Introduce a deeper scouting system with regional combines, pre-draft visits, and combine drills, adding a layer of strategy and certainty to the draft process. That'd be pretty cool. I actually do feel like right now the scouting is just a little too hands-off, and so there's not like a level of I don't know if it's personality, but it kind of, you feel really removed from the scouting system right now. And I feel like that's just not kind of a fun thing to have. I think in a video game, you can make this a little more hands-on, and it's something that you should definitely look at doing. Number 6 is franchise milestones and challenges. That's number 6 here. Offer ongoing, evolving challenges based on team history, current situation, and player development. Completing these challenges could unlock unique rewards like unique uniforms, draft picks, and coaching staff boosts. Not sure about the unique uniforms or draft picks. That seems a little out there if you want a realistic NFL experience, but coaching staff boosts could be interesting. They kind of already have that with the scenario engine, and it feels like that scenario engine just has kind of been left to wither. They really haven't offered a lot of things that could make that, I think, a cooler part of the game. You know, honestly, it's they made a big deal about it, and then we haven't seen any like upgrades to it in the past few years at all. There hasn't been new scenarios. You know, I'm currently on a 5-game losing streak in my Panthers franchise. We haven't gotten a scenario that says, hey, stop the streak and earn 50 coaching staff points or something like that. We haven't gotten anything like that, which is kind of strange. Like, we're on a losing streak. You think that would be talked about a little bit more, and it's kind of not. So kind of weird. The whole point of the scenario engine was, I think, is for situations like that, and we haven't really seen it come into play in franchise at all in the past couple of years. So I think that'd be a pretty cool thing to enter into the franchise milestones and challenges. Maybe like if you're playing with the Bears franchise, the Bears haven't beaten the Packers the last 10 times they played them. Maybe if you fire up a franchise and you're the Bears and you play the Packers, maybe it recognizes that sort of losing streak against specific teams, maybe against specific players. I think that'd be a pretty cool thing to see added to the game. So that's actually not a bad idea. Number 7, customizable owner goals. Allow owners to set personal goals beyond just winning Super Bowls. This could include developing young talent, maximizing revenue, or building a specific brand identity. That's kind of an interesting one. The owners don't come into play too much in Madden anymore. It feels like you're kind of in this quasi-owner/coach role constantly. Like you're either the coach or the owner. So I'm not sure how that would work in Madden, if they maybe switch it to where it's like, no, there's an actual owner above you and this is what they want, right? Maybe there's a quarterback on the roster that you don't really want to play, but the owner's like, hey, you know what? I like that. I like the way that kid can sling the ball. Maybe like kind of like Arthur Blank with the Falcons, where it's like you need to play Desmond Ridder if you want to hold your job secure. You know, I know most content creators, we always turn off coach firing because we pick a team. We don't want to get fired from that team. That kind of ruins the whole franchise. But maybe for people out there who don't play like that, maybe that would be an interesting thing to add into the game. So number 7, that's not a bad idea either. The AI is kind of cooking right now. Number 8, interactive broadcast experience. Offer pre- and post-game interviews, sideline reports, and customized broadcasts that react to in-game events, adding a layer of immersion and storytelling. This would be kind of cool, honestly. And I think, I'm mentioning AI here. I think with AI, you could actually see that in the future, with voice AI. I could see that in the future, actually having post-game interviews. I think there's a way to put pre- and post-game interviews into the game, sideline reports and things like that. I think that would actually be really cool. There's a way to do it. I don't know if we're there yet with AI in terms of, actually getting it into the game, but that'd be pretty cool to see a more interactive broadcast experience where, you're answering things pre and post game. So that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, 8, not a bad idea. And so we have number 9 here coming up on the end here. Expanded commissioner tools for online leagues allow commissioners to create custom rules, schedules, and events, fostering a more dynamic and engaging online franchise experience. This would be really cool. I've mentioned before, I would love an actual schedule editor. Give me the parameters of how the NFL makes schedules, but there's times where you kind of look at a schedule and it's like, this is really not that realistic, honestly. And so we've had that issue before. We've had like 4 or 5 road games where we play our entire division, what feels like in the first 8 weeks of the season, where we just go through and play our entire divisional slate in the first half of the season. I think expanding those tools to allow us to kind of fix some of those issues would be really nice. So number 9 is a pretty good issue too here. So number 10, this one's pretty cool actually. Legacy mode for retired legends. After retiring a player, allow users to manage their post-playing... Oh, wait, this is okay. After retiring a player, allow users to manage their post-playing career as a coach, broadcaster, or team owner. Some of those are a little weird, extending the lifespan of their favorite players. Not too sure about that one, about a broadcaster. What am I going to control, like... Tom Brady's broadcasting with Fox? That's kind of a weird one out there. You know, but I do think one idea with Legends, for me, is actually the ability to, how do I say this? The ability to use the Legends that are already in the game via MUT. Allow me to use those legendary players in fantasy draft. I don't think you can actually use those players in a fantasy draft. I think you have to download like a separate roster that's a Legends roster and then load it in and do all that. Even though the Legends and things like that, they're already in the game, right? They're already in the game. We can already do that. So number 10 is kind of a little odd one. I think a little lost in translation here with it being like AI, but either way, you know, not a terrible idea, honestly. Some sort of legacy mode, I think that at least acknowledges legends and retired players, things like that, I think would be pretty cool for Madden to have. So that's the 10 from Google Gemini AI. I just was kind of messing around with this. Every time when these AI tools pop up, I like to go and mess with them a little bit and kind of put in like Madden franchise stuff, kind of just seeing what it can generate. And that's what that one generated. So not a terrible idea. Again, some good stuff on here. I think the dynamic coaching carousel one was pretty cool. The expanded scouting system was pretty cool. The player development revamp was pretty cool too, with that risk, reward, injury, rehab option actually was kind of really cool. But some other ones, kind of just some odd ones where, you know, it is an AI machine learning type thing, so it doesn't kind of understand what someone would be playing in a video game. Like that last one, like take control of your favorite player as a broadcaster. That's a little weird. I think I would like to see more players retire and then pop up as like coaches. I think that'd be a kind of cool thing to see. But apart from that, you know, that one was kind of a little out there. The expanded commissioner tools one was actually a pretty cool one as well. So I don't know. Tell me, what did you guys think of that? Do you think the AI did a good job generating some ideas here for Madden franchise mode? I think it did an okay job, honestly. So yeah, EA, listen to the AI and add some of that stuff into franchise mode. So if you guys like this video, be sure to hit like, be sure to hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time for some Madden stuff that won't be made by an AI. Okay, I don't think AI can replace my Madden franchise series just yet, but maybe one day they will. I don't know. Hope that's not soon though. Later.